Welcome, Hunter. So, Zach Bagans, ex-museum employee, Reddit post, expose all. Very interesting stuff. But I did notice also in the middle of the Reddit post, there was a comment that's directly related to an observation I made about one of the programs in one of my past videos. We're going to explore that and a lot more in just a sec. All right, welcome back, Hunters. So, before we get started with the topic of the video, just want to say thank you to all the Hunters. Thank you for all the suggestions, comments, recommendations. You have no idea how much it means to me. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all very much. Thank you for the new subscribers. Also, for those who don't know, I work a full-time job. I do not do this for a living. My schedule is very demanding, and the weather here in South Florida where I live is sort of dictates what I can and can't do as far as content and investigations. So, in the winter time, I will go out when I have an available weekend and I'll do an investigation. In the summertime, even though I may have the time, the weather may not be cooperative because it is nuclear hot. We have thunderstorms and lots of mosquitoes, and there's always danger of being struck by lightning. With that being said, let's just jump into the video. All right, just a warning, everyone, I'm not scripted. I'm just sitting here with my studio OBS running, and I wanted to share this stuff with you because I noticed it on YouTube. It was actually recommended to me. So this came to my attention through YouTube recommending it, and it was a video, and I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to put myself in a box. All right, so I'm going to put myself in the box here so we can check out this video that caught my attention. This is a video that caught my attention. It was, let me go to the page here, forgive me. This was by a gentleman called the Sneezing Monkey. Now, he's a pleasant enough fellow. I've never heard of him. And I did watch the entire video and the follow-up video. And basically, he was just going through the Reddit post. Now, the Reddit post is here. This is the actual Reddit post that he's referred to. Supposedly an employee that worked in the museum and says, I worked inside his museum. I don't want to give dates, but it's changed a little since my departure. I'm happy to answer any questions, honestly, about my time there, the job, or Zach himself. Now, I want to preface this whole video discussion that I think all of us have been in situations where we've been in relationships, we've been on jobs, we've either been the antagonist, the protagonist, whatever you want to call it. And once that forgive me, my phone flashed at me. Once that relationship is sundered, there's sometimes some animosity between the parties.
Obnoxious loser!
So it doesn't surprise me that someone who left employment with Zach would not be particularly kind to him in answering the questions. Or his experience could have been unique to just him. What I'm saying is, I have many employees. Some like me, some may not. But not all of them, if they left the employment, if they were asked, how is your boss? How was your boss? They maybe have some negative things to say. So that's why I want to preface this. I don't know that this is even genuine. And if it is, it wouldn't surprise me with we know how Zach Bagans is on the program, because I pointed that out many times, that he's a bit of a bully. I thought at least he evolved into one after Nick left the show. I'm talking Ghost Adventures proper. So he did become quite of a bully. So for him to be a little harsh with his employees at the museum does not surprise me at all. So I was reading some of this, and Mr. Sneezing Monkey was having a good laugh at this, and as some of it is kind of funny. One of the comments on here that I really liked was that they asked him if he smelled like Axe body spray. Now, I don't know if some of you may not be in the gym bro culture,
Lifting our huge triangular iron weights.
but axe spray was like a gym bro thing back in the day. I would say going back maybe 12, 14 years when I was still actively in the gym every day. There's some guys who go to the gym, they'd work out, and then they'd get into the car, and we would go get a cocktail or whatever, and they would just, instead of taking a shower in the gym proper and just cleaning up, they would go to the car, put their clothes on, they would change clothes out of their gym clothes, and immediately douse themselves in Axe spray.
And his Axe body spray.
So I've mentioned this in my videos before. Zach looks like he reminded us of a gym bro. When we first noticed the show, we're like, oh look, it's a weightlifter, bodybuilder doing ghost hunting. That was how we identified Zach. So I just thought that was particularly funny with that correlation between Zach being a bodybuilder and somebody asked if he smelled like Axe spray. So I just thought that was particularly entertaining. But there's a lot of stuff here. Lapa kind of. They ask if he smells. There it is right here. Does he smell like Axe body spray? And it says kind of. It's the same douchey Axe-like smell, but it's noticeably, I spent way too much money on this cologne. So basically they're just saying, although it's not cheap Axe cologne, he's putting way too much on for whatever reason. But they just go on to say strange things here that there's no way I would ever know. I've never been to the museum. And maybe some of you, if you have been to the museum, please comment and let me know. But they're saying that, and like the demon room. Let me put this. Let me go big for you guys. Let me get out of the box. So they're saying that in the museum they have fog machines, which I guess this is all ambiance. And in the demon room they'll pump scent into the museum. That's one of the comments that was mentioned. That they will put kind of like a stench into, they will project some sort of smell or scent into the room where the demon is supposed to be. And they also have a frequency generator where they use a frequency known to evoke paranoia, palpitations, sort of like to create a frightening experience for the visitors when they go into the museum. Now, I don't remember what that megahertz is. Maybe some of you can remember, and you can leave it in the comments. But again, I don't know if any of this is true or not. I have no idea one way or the other if any of these comments are true. But it does sound, we know Zach. A lot of us that watch his channel, watch my channel, watch Zach. I got 15,000 views on the Zach Bagans rumors video, and I'm a tiny channel. So Zach Bagans gets a lot of attention. So a lot of you who've watched him on the show know that he goes to extremes to get attention, to make his show and embellish the show a little bit. So any antics that he would go to in a museum would not surprise me. So let's go back to the Reddit post. And you would go down to the very middle here, and then you get to something that struck me that I was like, oh, wait a minute. So if you guys remember when I did my video about season 1 of House Calls, I made my observations. You can go back. I'll put the video up for you guys. I'll put both videos. I'll put the rumors video. I'll put a card up for you guys, and the video for the best series yet was the name of the video. Now in that video, I was very puzzled, and I asked the question, why would Zach send the guys out to a video alone to these locations and him not be there? And now I was unaware of this fact that I'm getting ready to share with you. Now some of you may have already known this. Now I heard whispers of it, but I never really heard it that was like a hard fact, that it was known to his employees and the employees, and the cast, that this is something that's really true. And it's also another element here that I didn't know about. So I made the comment that I never understood why they would send the cast out, the crew, to do an investigation, and then he have such an oppressive presence via remote. I mean, why, if he's not going to be there, would he not just give the guys a chance to go out and shine on their own?
Why?
Especially with the new addition of the camera girl, Lauren, whom I thought was spectacular. And that season, she did a really good job. I was like, why? Why, if he's not going to be there, why try to be there? If you're not going to physically be there, why try to be there remotely? And I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I mentioned that. I was like, man, just get out of there. Just meet with the customer, or the homeowner at the end of the show because they want to talk to Zach Bagans. But other than that, set the guys up, send them with your blessing, let them do the job, and then share your findings with the homeowner. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. Then I happened to be looking at the sneezing monkey, and then I looked the post up for myself, and I found this comment. It says, his mother is the reason he won't fly. Now, if you remember, on almost every episode of House Calls, they have to fly somewhere. So that kind of, in my mind, kind of gives this rings a little bit of truth here, because if they fly into he didn't go in any of the flights to any of those locations. And it said, Zach's a huge mama's boy. Now, there's no way I could know that. Now, I did look, I'm going to throw that up for you guys. I did find pictures of him and his mother. So yes, his mother is an influence in his life, and she is regularly there. Like a lot of us love our moms. We have a good relationship, but we're not near them. We don't live in the same state or city, and we don't regularly have them or see them every day. No, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying that's, to a lot of men, that's not a common thing. Like, I love my mom. Lots of people love their mom, but they don't see them every day. Said he, being Zach, had a dream. He died in a plane crash one night, and his mom forbid him from flying ever again. Zach is also the type who will take any ridiculous dream he has and try to force meaning on it. I had a dream. I moved this from here to there. Now we have to do it. So what they're alluding to is Zach may think he has some sort of premonition, and then he shared that with his mom. Now, we all know he's been trying to develop himself as a sensitive on the seasons of this program for several seasons now.
I'm a sensitive male.
I think this has been going about like 4 or 5 seasons. He's been talking about how sensitive, and he's got this cruel gift that he suffers with, and that he's got connection with spirituality and all that stuff. So we know he's been trying to manifest this on the show. So I would not be surprised if he suffers a delusion that he has the powers of premonition as well. Or maybe he does have the powers of premonition. I doubt it, but he may. So now he has a dream. He shares it with his mom. His mom goes, "Don't do it. No, don't fly anymore." So then that explains his absence on the show. Okay? That explains his absence on House Call, the House Calls show. So that explains number one. Number one, he's not there because he's afraid to fly. Or maybe he's not afraid to fly, he's afraid he's going to die on a flight. I think that's a difference. There's a distinction there. And secondly, you go back to all the other posts here. All right? You go back to all the other posts here talking about how he's kind of an a-hole. And he's a little egotistical. And I'm going to take myself out of the box because we don't need to see that right now. So now that I'm out of the box, I'm gonna repeat that. So now we know that he wasn't on any of the House Calls episodes, and I made that observation. Okay, why isn't he there? We never really knew. There was never any explanation. I actually said that in the video. Why isn't he there? So now I know he's not there because he was afraid he was going to die in a plane crash, and his mother, whether that's true or not, also decided that was a bad idea. So, and then we know that he's been trying to manifest this whole sensitive ghost connection thing for many seasons now. And now he probably thinks he has the power of premonition. So all that makes sense. But then I'm looking at the Reddit post and I'm going, is this true? Is he kind of an a-hole? I mean, because again, I'm going to say right out, I'm not a fanboy But I've been watching Ghost Adventures since season 1. I've always loved the show. I still watch it to this day. I would recommend the new season. I'm going to do a video on that coming up. I would recommend the new season and the season 2 of House Calls. I'm going to do a video on that as well. I would recommend that to I would recommend that to any of my viewers. I think the second season, they corrected some things that I mentioned should be done, and I think not because of I mention it, but I think other people might have said it as well. So we know that he wasn't there because he didn't want to die in a plane crash. We know that the Reddit post mentions him kind of being an a-hole, and then we look at the fact that he was so overbearing in that season of House Calls remotely because his ego just would not allow anyone else the thunder, the shine. He couldn't get out of the spotlight long enough to let his crew, his cast, take some of the shine. So that also lends credence to some of these Reddit posts saying that he was kind of a, kind of douchey, kind of an a-hole kind of guy to work for. And we all know how he treats Aaron. He said something in a recent investigation that really ticked me off, but I'm going to wait to my next video and point that out because I really thought it was unnecessary. And I also pointed out the fact that he does that bit at the beginning of House Calls to where he logs onto the Zoom call with Aaron, and then in at least season 1, I haven't done the video on season 2 yet, so I'm not really going to bring that up with what I witnessed on that one. I'm going to share that with you in the video. But in the first season, it was always like he would be doing something goofy, and then Zach would, I don't know, it's as though he scripted this into the show so he could kind of scold Aaron and be like, I don't know, I don't even know, like he could just render control of the situation immediately, and everyone knows he's in control. Maybe that was the function of it. I don't know. But for whatever reason, it just kind of struck me as unnecessary. It could have been a great bit, but they kind of ruin it with Zach being a little overbearing. But anyway, so if you taking into account his inability to relinquish control over the House Calls, the first series, and not letting his crew shine, the way he treats his staff and just the Ghost Adventures programs proper, and the fact now that somebody's saying he won't fly because he had a premonition about passing away in a plane or dying in a plane crash, and the relationship with his mom, there's no way we would know. But if you connect your observations, my observations, if you watch these programs, and then you read this Reddit post, you immediately start thinking to yourself, maybe, just maybe, that this is true. Then Sneezing Monkey did a follow-up video, and I know I'm moving kind of fast because I didn't want this video to be too long. But then Sneezing Monkey did a follow-up video where people were making comments on his YouTube video regarding the Reddit posts, giving their own accounts of their experiences with Zach. And honestly, there wasn't a lot of positive stuff there. Almost everyone's experience with Zach was a bit negative. Like he kind of rubbed them the wrong way. Now, I'm not going to argue with Zach's success. I've known a lot of ruthless, successful people. They're all kind of a-holes. But are they malicious? No. But they are difficult people to deal with. And you have to sort them out real quick. You have to say, I'm not your cast. I'm not your brother. I'm not your mom. I'm not your friend. You will not speak to me in this manner. And that's how you sort those sort of people out. And then you either can work that out or you walk away.
No, we are done here.
Because most men, especially my age, are not going to put up with that kind of nonsense. Somebody comes off like that at you and you're going to be like, you need to take a deep breath and you need to sort out your behavior. But I understand Aaron and the cast make a lot of money. They make a lot of money working and doing this show. So it may all be a script for all I know. So I'm not going to buy into the whole thing that Zach's being, cruel, because it could just all be scripted for all we know. So based on my own observations, the show, past behavior from Zach Bagans, I tend to think there's a lot of credence to this post, to this post. So take it how you want it, but I'm going to go one more time. I'm going to go in the box one more time. You guys, I'm in the box now. And here is the post. It is on Reddit. All you have to do is search, I worked with Zach Bagans. Just put Zach Bagans Museum employee. It'll pop right up. And then you can go through these comments yourself. Now, one more shout out to Sneezing Monkey. This is his, I think it's his second video, but this is the gentleman's name, Sneezing Monkey. He's a pleasant enough fellow, like I think I said before. It's a very pleasant video. He's just laughing, having a good, a good go at some of the comments. So it's pleasant. So I would also recommend checking that out. Now there's another one down here that I found the other day from Lainey and Ben, I think their name was. Lainey and Ben. And I'm going to come out of the box. Lainey and Ben. Now, I've watched these guys. It's much more highly produced than Mr. Sneezing Monkey and myself. It seems like they have a lot more production prowess. They also did videos about the Nick Groff situation, the supposed, just like the video I did, about the rumors of Zach being in control of the network. So check all that out. I would recommend you guys checking all that out. Put it together for yourself. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about my, I guess, hypothesis. My conclusion is based upon my observations and watching behavior and listening to what's said about people that know him. I think there's some truth to this Reddit post. So you guys leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I know I've gone on a little bit, but it's kind of exciting because this is not my profession. I don't do like movie. I'm not a movie critic, but when I'm watching a program and and it strikes me odd, and I'm like, I just can't quite put my finger on it. It's like when you're doing a repair or you're in your profession, you're doing whatever it is that you're paid to do, and it's something just seems off, and then you're validated later on down the line and go, you know what? I'm glad I noticed that. That's the way I felt when I did that video. Excuse me, when I saw this post and I started thinking about my past video, I was like, you know what? I was kind of spot on there. So it kind of made me feel good. I want to share it with you guys. So I think, and a lot of my videos before I do them, I watch the video 3 or 4 times or the episode just to see if my initial response may be off or if I genuinely feel like there's something there that I should mention. And that's what I do. So just let you guys know, that's the process. Sometimes I'll watch the episode 2 or 3 times before I make the video. All right, hunters, I've gone on enough. I'm so sorry for going on and on. But anyway, leave me your comments. Please share the video. And we're going to go on. I'm going to make a couple more videos about the Ghost Adventures new season. The Skinwalker 2-hour special, I thought was worth a video. And the House Calls season 2, definitely worth a video. So I'm going to make those and hopefully get those out to you as soon as possible. So guys, have a great afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is for you guys. And be good to each other. Take care of each other. And I will see you on the next one.